Hello, I just wanted to share a few of my favorite Traitor Guard conversions that I made really quick here. I converted up an army of Slaaneshi Traitor Guard with demon allies, and that's the first really full-on 40k army that I ever actually built. Um, I did have some models and played a little like way back when I was in like late middle school, early high school, but I never really had a full proper army back then. So this was the first time I really got a full army for 40k. Now these probably aren't quite as nicely painted as my friend Mark's, actually, honestly. But hey, on the plus side, if you're not that great a painter yourself, you can look at these and be like, oh, well, I could do that. So there's that for you. Now let's take a look at a few of these individually. Okay, so here is one of my veteran sergeants, and he's got a Chaos Space Marine head with one of the non-helmeted heads with the face mask. He's got a Power Fist, which is actually just a Space Marine Power Fist with the shoulder pad missing. He's got a Chaos Space Marine pistol, which has been clipped and put into a Cadian arm. And he actually has Eldar Guardian legs. And one of the things to understand when I made these is I basically used a bunch of bits that I was able to pick up for cheap and was able to build most of my army, the start of my army at least, fairly cheaply that way, just kind of with whatever bits a supplier had on sale or to trade or whatever. So that's why they're kind of a hodgepodge of eclectic bits. So he's actually got Eldar Guardian legs, and you'll notice he has a bionic foot there, a bionic leg. And that foot is actually a piece of the Imperial Guard mortar, which nobody has used for a long time because mortar rules have been not very good. So I gave him a bionic foot with that. That's one of my veteran sergeants. I like a lot of how a lot of my sergeants turned out the best, which is why a lot of those are the pulled models here. Here's a line trooper though. Here's just a normal Traitor Guardsman. He's got the Cadian las gun, but his torso, you can't see much of it, but it's actually Catachan. Head is a Space Wolf bear head, unhelmeted head. The legs are actually Tau, but you'll notice that I have used some green stuff to reshape them into more normal looking feet. And then he's got those knives, which I forget, are these Dark Eldar or Kroot knives that I put on the side of him? That's one of my Traitor Guard kind of normal troopers. Here's another of my sergeants. This one's a woman. Got Dark Eldar torso and legs. Dark Eldar witch elves, or not witch elves. Dark Eldar witches torso and legs. The arms and the head are actually non-Games Workshop models. That head is actually a female zombie head, and instead of painting it skull colors, I painted it silver, so it looks like she has kind of a bionic skull. The bolter is a Space Wolf bolter in a holster. The knife is actually, I believe, an orc blade. It's kind of had a handle to it and been put in her open hand there. This guy right here is actually part of my company command retinue. He's one of the guardsmen in that. Got a sniper rifle, obviously. His head is obviously from the old Chaos Mutation sprue. And that I really like how the eyes turned out when painting him. So he's obviously got a sniper rifle there, and I put him in my command squad. Here's another sergeant. He's got a Catachan torso, which I gave the bloody smiley face there. Got a big old, that's a Space Marine scout arm with the machete or the knife It's not really quite a machete. It's kind of the wrong shape, but it's about that size. Old school Chaos Warrior head. Cadian las pistol arm. The only thing I don't like about this model is that I ran out of green stuff, did not modify the feet, so he's got hooves. I mean, which Chaos could have hooves, but it looks a little too Tau for my taste. Here is my company commander, and that like kind of belt bandolier on him, I actually just made entirely with bits. I think it looks pretty good. Chaos Space Marine arm, no shoulder pad. The sword is from the old Chaos Warriors set. The old plastic one where the arms were separate instead of kind of meeting at the shoulder like the more modern one. The other arm is Demonette's, and it's Demonette's banner. And here's his banner, and as you can see, it's kind of got a humanoid figure with angel wings and demon horns, kind of curled up in a fetal position with some fiery effects. And then you can't really get the light on it. They're good. Okay, there's the Slaanesh symbol. It's kind of got the same sort of angel wing effect on it. And here is my Leman Russ battle tank. Now, interesting thing about this, you'll notice it's got the plasma sponsons. Those came with it. I actually got this from someone, and it was already pre-made, but it actually had no turret. And it was missing quite a few pieces. It was missing the front gun, too. No turret. And it already had these plasma ones on it, which is why it has a battle cannon and plasma cannons on the side, which, you know, fortunately our gaming group isn't sticklers for what you see is what you get, because that's not actually an option you can take. But, you know, I use it as counts as basically any Leman Russ I want. And what I did when I was building this is I actually made this turret entirely from bits. And you can't really tell until I just, you know, grab it like that and point out that it's a solid piece that doesn't move. But beyond that, I actually can put this right next to another Leman Russ battle tank, and it looks just fine. It fits pretty well. Yeah, so these are some of my favorite of my Slaaneshi Traitor guard pieces. I hope you thought that was cool. Like I said, I'm not the greatest painter, admittedly. I'm not the worst either. But I think these turned out pretty decent.